you know that I work in catering.
Yeah.
It's fun to me. But today was not a very fun day.
What happened?
It all started with me having to drive about 3 times as far as I normally have to drive. Usually it's between 30 minutes to 45, which, as you know, I do not like to drive very much.
Yeah, because you just live in the middle of whatever city that we're living in instead of and me, I've always been like I drove 30 minutes to school every day. I was like 10, 15 minutes away from the closest fast food restaurant. I'm just used to it.
Hmm.
I'm built different.
Yeah. Now I'm having to deal with that. It takes me 30, 40 minutes to get to work
Yeah.
and 15 minutes to get to McDonald's. I was going to say Wendy's, but no, if I wanted to go to Wendy's, it would take me 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
It was supposed to be that I drove an hour and a half, but we get to where we're about 15 minutes from being there. We're pretty close. And I get a call from my boss, and he says, "Hey, did you guys pass Murfreesboro yet?" And I said, "We're just getting to it," because I saw an exit sign. It turned out we were getting out of Murfreesboro, but he asked if we could go pick up 300 plates. There was this store, it was called Gordon's. They sold food supplies, and that's where they get a lot of their ingredients. I didn't know that, but I went and got some plates. There was none on the shelf, so I had to get someone to get it off the very, very top. And it ended up being the wrong color that we didn't need. We needed clear ones, but they had black ones, which did not match anything.
That's racist, Landon.
But they were. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You racist, you clear
the other colors.
supremacist.
I'm sorry. Maybe?
Not everyone can have clear skin, Landon.
Let me be clear. That's when, if we had this in a video with our faces, I would disappear.
No, it's like
okay.
no. You don't disappear. You just look like one of those transparent PlayStation controllers where you can see all the insides.
Dude, and I have circuits in me instead
Yes.
of normal parts, because that would look so much cooler. Because it would look
I
disgusting
mean,
if
your
it was the other way.
nervous system basically is a circuit board.
It's not the same. It doesn't look anywhere near as cool.
Shut the fuck up.
We've both seen a nervous system out of the body, propped up into the space it was supposed to be. It looks so weird.
It looks like when you pour molten metal into an anthill. Have you
Yeah,
seen those videos? Yeah.
Yeah. I would say it's a lot more lanky because it's like the length of a human.
Yeah, just like your fucking mom, dude.
Okay, thanks for that. Anyways, we got these 300 plates and 300 forks.
Yeah.
And me and Jeff are pulling out of the parking lot, and there's just this wreck. Horrible wreck. Somebody probably died, but because it seemed like everyone was not in the brightest of spirits, especially the lady on the ground crying. So yeah, that really slowed down traffic
Yeah, one would
on our
imagine.
way to the catering event. It was a wedding.
Mm.
And we end up getting there. It's like 10 minutes before it's time for stuff to start. So we were like just in time. And everything goes great until everyone's done eating after the wedding has taken place and it starts to rain. No, it doesn't just start to rain. It starts to pour. It was awesome to look at. It was so much, but we had to walk through that rain to get to where we needed to put our stuff to clean out our dishes.
Yeah, that happened to me at the rock ranch before.
Well, isn't a lot of the stuff you would do there more outdoorsy things?
Yeah, but we were doing like there was a banquet in the bigger building,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to like custodian that banquet, and it was pretty much just taking stuff out to the dumpster. That was when we had to walk through the
Yeah.
rain, and like we did have to go up to like the what you would think of when you would think of Rock Ranch. You know, all of the like attractions and whatever, the little stands and the rides and
I've
whatever.
only been to Rock Ranch in the dark.
Really?
I've no clue what's there. But also, you did some foreshadowing.
Oh, what was
Did
that
you realize
foreshadowing?
that? Well,
I
not
did
that
not realize
specifically.
that.
Mm, mm, mm. I'll continue my story of
I
my
accidentally
night.
did a good podcast thing. Oh fuck! I didn't know I did
Oh
it.
no! Oh no! But yeah, so getting pretty soaked, and
Yeah, just
then
like your mom.
okay, you know what? If you say one more thing about my mom, I'm gonna drive the 7 goddamn hours to get to your house, and I'm gonna realize that I had forgotten to bring my lightsaber with me and drive the 7 goddamn hours back to my house to pick up my lightsaber that your mom made me at Disney. And then I'm gonna drive 7 goddamn hours to your house and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with this lightsaber.
Fuck
It's
around and
already got
find
the
out.
dent in it, Jake. It's already got the dent in it, Jake. I got no reason to hold back. It's already destroyed. Oh god. Oh.
Come at me. It'll be the fucking duel of the fates.
Dude, can I borrow your purple crystal? I let you use yellow.
Ooh, okay.
I got white. Dude, don't you have white too?
Yes, I have all of them except green and yellow, I think.
Wasn't it that neither of us have green, which is
Yeah.
sad?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had green.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've seen that you can buy the crystals on like Amazon now.
I was gonna say I could probably get one of those and it wouldn't be too terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta get back to the best worst part of the story.
Our 15-minute intro.
Dude, it's fine. This is great. This is what this episode is about.
You know those TV shows that are like that they just do like an opening credits thing, but it's like halfway through the episode? Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
see it
that.
very often, but I also don't watch TV very
No, it's
often.
it's normally from like older things like that I remember watching when I was little. Anyway, continue.
But we get to the best worst part of the night. I'm already pretty soaked from the rain. My hair is a mess. And I get into the kitchen and people are saying stuff about the trash being too heavy. But I think to myself, I could probably pick that up. Epimetheus, my buddy, after our party in Chaos's party chamber, he... Dang, I know that doesn't work. He's the god of hindsight. Anyway, what I was attempting to make a joke about is hindsight 2020.
Yeah,
We should have double bagged that thing because I was 2 steps away from the dumpster and it tore and I got mashed potatoes all down my
from a trash can.
pants.
Oh shit.
Ooh, it was warm too because it was the leftovers. Dude, we throw away so much food. I hate it. But it's just
Yeah, I can't imagine that. The
the
closest I've ever had to that is just like, generic trash juices all over my arms.
ooh, I
Just
would say that's significantly worse than this. This was just like someone threw some mashed potatoes at me. It was just mixed with some other garbage.
yeah, but like just because I don't know, just because it's coming
It
from
wiped
a
off
trash
really
bag,
easy.
yeah, it just seems grosser to
But
me.
dude,
Like there's substance to it.
mashed potatoes got into my
It's
pockets.
like, would you rather be shit on or pissed on?
Pissed on.
Yeah, same.
I think shit is significantly grosser than piss. Both are
I
disgusting, and I don't want to touch them unless I have to. Which is like, when I'm in the bathroom doing normal bathroom things.
Yeah, like reaching your hand into your ass and pulling out your shit so you can put it in the toilet. Yeah, we all do it.
Dude, yeah, it's like when I go to the urinal and I piss into my hands, like I make a little cup in my hands, and then I drop it in there, and then I just have to like try really hard to stop so that I could keep the process going. It takes a couple tries sometimes.
I mean, that's why it's important to wash your hands.
Yeah, no, dude. Okay, real talk though. It is so disgusting how many people don't wash their hands in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It like
I,
90% of the guys at my work don't do that.
dude, I know it's so nasty because doing the catering, I pass by a lot of people.
Mm.
So, like, I'll go to the bathroom most of the time at least once. It is probably a little bit of a higher percentage of hand washers than what you're around
Mm.
because some of these people are like rich people,
Yeah.
but still well over 50% of them, far too much, probably 80% of them don't wash their hands. It is so nasty, dude. It's so gross, it's so gross.
Welcome to Internet Content with the boys. This is Internet Content. I'm Jake, that's Landon, and we're the boys. If you've ever seen anything on the internet,
We're behind, lurking in the shadows.
unless of course you didn't like it or it was problematic, then that was somebody else. Now, Landon, I'd ask you what you've been up to, but I already know, so I'm just gonna pose this question to you. How did your addiction to IRL monkey porn begin?
You know, it started at a young age. I was probably about 3 months before birth,
Oh.
and that was when I had my first experience with it. So, with it being so young.
How did that?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Did your mom
Dude, I just got exposed to it.
okay.
But yeah, dude, with it being me being so young. I couldn't. Oh my god, that was so hard to hold it in. Oh my god. Okay.
What was that Deadpool says to Vanessa in the first Deadpool?
I gotta.
It was nothing but something in clown
Jake,
porn.
I gotta finish my monkeys. I gotta finish my monkey addiction story.
You gotta
asked me my
finish in
question.
the monkeys. Damn, Landon, that took a man.
Okay.
I mean, I could have guessed.
Since
but...
it started at such a young age of 3 months, before birth, while I was still in the womb, when I was exposed to it, it was really deep seated in my subconscious. So that's really where it flared out at first. And then once I had my own way to see it, it just kind of exploded from there. And that is how I got my my extreme addiction to monkey porn.
Okay.
Right?
Now I understand that you've made an attempt to stop and to become a functioning member of society who doesn't like monkey porn.
What are you talking about? That's not true at all. You can continue though.
But I'm also aware that however, I am also aware that you recently had an experience that reignited your flame and your passion for monkey cock. Can you elaborate on that?
Did you say monkey?
Did I say what, Landon?
Okay. I'm sorry. Did you say monkey cock?
I did.
Okay. I was just making sure I heard you right.
Yes, monkey penis. The male genitalia of a monkey. Just to be crystal here.
Yeah. I was watching a Jay Schlatt video, and I saw his statue that won it. It might not have been his. I think it was his. Where he's got the monkey balls.
Yeah,
that he caresses them.
No,
He
has a small one that can fit on his desk, and then he has like a something $100,000 one that is like in his garage that he didn't know what to do with.
Yeah, I'm glad you're such an expert about these monkey balls.
Yeah, it's golden monkey balls, Landon.
But yeah, it was more so that seeing that was what really like brought on this new phase of my addiction to monkey porn.
Mm.
Do you have different kinds of questions?
Well, if you weren't, that was the segue into you talking about the zoo.
Oh gosh, have we really not recorded since then, dude?
Yeah.
It's been forever then. Oh my gosh, dude, I've lost track of time so much.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't
guess-
get that from IRL monkey porn.
Dude, I don't know. I just thought you were saying something random, and I ran with the bit best I could. That's why it was so hard trying not to laugh, because I just had no clue. I was just going along with it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will have to get a picture sent to you of my shirt. This was the second best part of this trip. I have this shirt. It says Jurassic Park, and it's like the Jurassic Park logo.
Yeah.
But it's got giraffes on it. Because if you didn't know, giraffes are in fact the best animal.
Yeah, he thinks their necks are sexy.
That isn't true, but they are cool as hell, and their tongues are fire.
He thinks their tongues are sexy.
I don't think their tongues are sexy, but I did learn something about them when I was at the zoo in line.
Them fighting with their heads
feed-
like it's a sword fight reminds you of
that's-
penises, and that's why you get turned on.
Okay, that is a kind of hilarious comparison that I had not thought of, which is surprising.
Sword fight.
Yeah, but that is not it. Yeah, I was waiting to feed the giraffes, which was the best part. That made me just so ecstatic. I don't know why I love giraffes so much, but they are my favorite, and they're awesome. And their tongues are cool as hell because they can move them around however they want to, just like a monkey can with their tail. So, if you were having some relations with a giraffe, it would have you down tight with its tongue.
I can tell you've thought about this a lot.
I literally have not. I promise you. I came up with this on the spot.
Whatever you want to say, Landon.
Please,
I
please do
understand.
not accuse me of thinking sexually about giraffes. Normally in real life, not for content.
All of this is satire. We understand, Landon. Wink. Wink. We know you're not telling the truth. Wink. Wink.
When we first got to the zoo, the closest thing to us were some bears that were sleeping, so we could barely see them. But then the reptile house came up, and the reptile house was cool. There was reptiles and amphibians and a bunch of turtles.
Yeah.
But when we got to them tortoises, I noticed one of them was in a peculiar position, getting funky with another tortoise. My man's was laying pipe.
I heard turtles, like, they make just hilarious sounds when they're fucking.
It was kind of disappointing. He seemed to be either, not up to it or just finishing when we got there because he got off soon after we got in.
Yeah. I heard they, like, aggressively grunt. Like
yeah,
just.
they make weird noises.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, like that pufferfish that made that noise when they fed it carrots?
No.
Are you serious? There's no, you've heard it. You just might not recognize it as a pufferfish. I'm not going to attempt to replicate the sound.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Dude, there's no way you haven't heard it.
Get to the monkey porn.
I was working on it. Yeah, them tortoises, they were not the only sexual encounter we found at the zoo. Mind this, I was going around the zoo. It was just me and a gosh, I don't even know how to describe the numbers of my family. There's so many of us. I can't be like, second, oh God, it's too much. Second youngest, whatever. Not the youngest one, but the two up from that.
So the third
Those
youngest.
two brothers. Huh?
Oh,
the second
you're talking
and
about
third
both of them.
youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, the second and third youngest. I guess that's the way to say it. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
dumb sometimes. They saw the turtles fucking,
Yeah.
but they didn't know what was going on, so it was fine. I thought it was funny, so I texted you, and then you said something about torts because I met the turtle in my modded Stardew Valley world, and that made me audibly laugh, and I'm glad I was outside.
Yeah, the last time I went to a zoo, it was when our family just went one year for my birthday, and pretty much all we did was just make stupid jokes about the animals.
That's a really funny looking hedgehog.
That is a really funny looking hedgehog. Dude, this was less than a year ago that this happened. I saw a groundhog for the first time because being where we are, living now versus where we used to live, they're around here, so
Yeah.
I've seen one. They're huge. I thought they were so much smaller. I never finished the getting to the monkeys. So we get over to the monkeys. There's some chimpanzees in one enclosure. They just chilling out. There's baboons in a different one. They just chilling out as well. They were super round. Like they were almost spherical. They were so fat. It was so funny. And then we get to the gorillas. And one of them gorillas licking carpet in the back. They were
lots and lots of
most
monkey
definitely. They were most definitely, picking off lice or whatever things get onto monkeys.
which I'm sure can be a sensual experience.
I don't think so.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, we saw two sets of animals. One of them was actually fucking, and the other was kind of fucking.
Monkey head. Okay, do you want to talk about like videos that we want to make, specifically the Minecraft thing, because I've been thinking about that far too much.
I don't know if I'm I don't know if we are. I guess this is just for the future, huh? There's
Yeah, I mean,
we're
it'll
not setting
no,
any
we're
time.
not
This
like
is
setting a
sometime in
date.
the future.
No, this is
No,
just
'cause
talk.
I'm not ready to start Minecraft. I will not be giving it my all.
No, no. Yeah, and I mean, even if we did, okay. So what we wanted to do is we have a Minecraft world. We call it Shaftcraft, which is wonderful. But how long did we play on that world? For like
Oh gosh, I don't know.
an insane.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I mean, we have some. Dude, you know how big my hole is.
Yeah.
You've seen how much I've dug out of it. I have it in chests. I have, gosh, what was it? 16 double chests full of shulker boxes full of dirt?
And we have insane
That's
farms
a lot.
too. Like I have a whole industrial district, and we have a insane gold farm.
Dude, our gold farm is awesome.
And we have like a nether highway, pretty much. Like we have it organized and everything. It's really cool. It'll be really cool to show you the world. But what I've been thinking far too much about is what I want to do with my town, right? So it's nowhere near finished. I want to add a whole lot more than is already there. But once I finish the western town and I build the big ass like mountain that like cuts
That's a
off
big
the
task.
yeah, that like cuts off the side of it or whatever. After I finish that, I want to make that town mirrored on the other side of the mountain, but in modern day.
Would you have a problem if I had a Star Destroyer floating above your town, and a couple TIE fighters like they're flying out.
It depends on how massive of a shadow it casts.
Well, it would be probably like over the water.
Then yes, I would be
I
perfectly
would-
fine with that. Please do it.
I don't want it to be like just directly over your village, making it permanent nighttime.
I will be perfectly fine with that. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, do you remember how many shulker boxes we have?
A lot.
I think I still have.
We had like a shulker
6.
box full of shulker shells, didn't we? Or like more than that.
We had. I think I have 6 shulker full of shulker shells, and that's what we've got.
But yeah, the modern town, I want to do, just completely mirrored, like all of the buildings in the same spots, and I'm gonna be like some of them like broken down and vacated, and I want to make the church into like a preserved like historical thing, and then the inside is like a museum for like the old western town. It's just like, the building is repurposed and it's like preserved or whatever. And I want to make like add a school and a football field and a gas station and stuff like that. And I'm going to have to terraform like a lake and a river for the other side mirrored, which I mean, if I'm building a whole mountain, like it's going to be a lot either way. And I also thought
huge task.
I also thought of an amazing thing. On the football field, we can have a mini game, right? So in this mini game, you can't walk, like you can't use WASD. You can only use ender pearls, and the items pop up from the ground, and different items are worth different amounts of points. So it's just using ender pearls to get to items, and whoever has like the most points worth of items wins. And I need to come up with a way for us to be able to kill each other. That wouldn't be just super obvious.
Okay.
It.
What if instead of having ender pearls, we just have regular movement, but power-ups pop up as well as the things that give us points, and weapons will pop up. But like not a lot of weapons.
Yeah, weapons popping up.
So it's like
one.
random every time. If you can get a way to randomize it across the whole field entirely.
Droppers.
I
think droppers are already randomized. Like there's the 9 slots in them, and then all of the things.
Yeah. But like you don't want your swords to pop up the same exact place every time.
It wouldn't just be in one. Like I just put a sword in. A number of the droppers, because each dropper there would only be able to have one sword in, because it's unstackable.
Why would you want like 7 swords out there?
For randomness, I don't know. Like I can't think of a better way to do that. Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. You could figure out some way to get it all randomized. I feel like that is a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know where you would find a video to do that, but it's probably out there. I need to finish building my cliffside.
Yeah,
it's
so
not a very big cliffside for my town.
What was your thing that you were trying to do? And you're like, your town. You're making a town.
Not entirely sure. I was just going.
Yeah,
going with whatever I'm thinking.
Gonna be like a medieval or a fantasy town, or like?
I don't know. It's gonna have a lighthouse. It's not gonna be a very big lighthouse, but
yeah.
The last thing I have done is get the rocks formed there. I just don't know how I'm gonna make that building on there. It's not a very big spot.
Yeah.
So I might not do a lighthouse. I don't know. It'll be something. I'll make it pretty. But it's just, there's gonna be buildings. It needs to have some type of seaport to it.
Yeah.
Because I figured, dude, we're just playing a really, really difficult, lonely game of Civ 6.
Yeah.
Because we're so far away from each other, and no one else is here.
Yeah, it would be great to be
like 20,000 blocks from each other.
I can't remember.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Like especially when it's just like at the very beginning when we had to travel by boat.
Oh man, Yeah, traveling by boat took over 5 minutes.
Yeah, like it.
You basically just went in a straight line because of mostly ocean.
But now we can just
Dude,
go
nether
into the
highways.
nether and like fly for a couple seconds, and
It still takes
it still does take a
more
little bit.
than
But
20 seconds, which
but
is so
because
crazy.
there's like all the stuff in the nether, it doesn't feel like that long because there's it's not just open and boring.
I think you can still do it with one rocket.
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember that.
Ugh, man. Yeah, I have no idea what I want my town to be, but I have Turtle Beach. It's my favorite part so far. Remember when you planted those like 100-something turtle eggs because you needed some
for the gold
for
farm.
whatever.
Yeah,
And then on that
because
same
the
place,
piglins aggro on the eggs.
yeah, yeah. But on that same like peninsula that was there, we made our ore tribute. We put the different ores out like the day before they were going to change, and we said goodbye to them. Except we missed it, so we did it afterwards, and it said, really, like, man, you guys were cool, but like this one's pretty cool too. I kind of like this one more than the old one because it's different.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have a whole bunch of good things to say about the old ores.
Yeah.
But now there's just like 20 turtles at a time on that beach. It's probably nowhere near that many. It's probably more like 5, but there's still a ton of turtles.
Yeah, it's a lot of turtles. If we ever need any turtle eggs, we sure have them. Or if you need to make any scoots. I don't remember how to make a scoot. How the, like...
It's something from the baby turtles, like whenever they do an action. I forget what they do. But they drop them.
Yeah.
They're only used for making the turtle helmet, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it. Which, I mean, if you have enchantments on your helmet, then you don't even, like, it doesn't even do anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not very useful.
Yeah. The other videos, other than the Minecraft one that I was wanting to make, that I know I've talked to you about it, Landon, but those, like, MS Paint, Billy Bob videos, those, like, I don't even know what you would call them, like, not, like, slideshow, or, like, I don't even know what you would refer to them as, but whatever. I was like 9, and I burned them to DVDs, put them in cases, and like made covers for the cases, and I still have them.
That's amazing.
But I have them like recorded on my computer now. I want to make like a React video to it, but like, not React like just, generic TikTok reactors, but like a Drew Gooden like type of React video. If that's a high bar, but that's kind of what I would go for.
Yeah, because it also, if you are against this, you don't have to have this part in here. But and also, if you wanted to, you could just post the actual videos, the MS Paint things. Just post that.
Yeah.
If people wanted to,
I mean,
watch.
they're really short. Like the full thing is like only a few minutes, but there's a lot to digest. Let me tell you.
How much lore this baby got.
Dude, it's pretty out there. Okay. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna give you the titles. All right, we got The Adventures of Billy Bob, and then 2, Billy Bob Gets Rich, and then 3 is Billy Bob and the Alien Attack, 4 is Super Billy, 5 is Billy Bob Strikes Back, Part 1, Bob Billy, Part 2 never got made, number 6, Billy Bob's Lost Love Life, and number 7, he got a TV show, Billy Bob Season 1. and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. But I would also like all of these separate videos that are other than the podcast. It's all about trying to make time for them. Because I like have a full-time job, like 40 hours a week, so I pretty much only have the weekends to be able to work on it. So
yeah,
So the sports stuff, like sports news is constantly going, so it would be more frequent uploads, or it would, unless I did like a mid-season type thing, just at milestones. But, just like talking about sports news and also like prediction slash reaction things, particularly baseball and college football. Those are my two big ones. I like loosely follow the NBA, but I doubt I'll talk about it. But, and I can't remember, did you have any video ideas other than teaching me about skinwalkers?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit more than skinwalkers.
Yeah,
That is
like
right.
all of that lore. Just yeah. I know it was more than skinwalkers, but
I wouldn't say they're connected, like most of them.
mhm. What would you even like Native American folklore? Is that what you would call it? Or like
Gosh. Cryptids. That's the word.
uh
Cryptids.
I got you.
Ooh.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, of course. Cryptocurrency. The gift that keeps on giving.
I want to buy a Wii U, Landon.
Don't do it yet,
I want to buy a
Jake.
Wii U so
You have
bad.
more important things you need to do.
I want to buy a Wii U. I want to play both Super Mario Galaxies again. And I want to play
Okay.
The Force Unleashed on the Wii for no reason. And
Okay, those ones are kind of rough. All the Wii.
well, it's the Wii U,
I
not
prefer a
Wii.
controller.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay.
Still.
I've played it on the PS3,
Oh.
on the DS. I want to play it on a third thing. I had it on the Wii when I was little, but I never finished it for whatever reason. But I want to buy it so bad, but I need to save up money for car payment.
So
And
my two ideas that I have written down on this note. One of them, I don't know how I would even do that to make it entertaining. So it's trash. Trash idea. And then this other one, this heavily modded Stardew series, which
ooh,
I'm currently doing one of those right now, but I'm like years in. I sleep 7 days a week most of the time.
yeah.
It wouldn't be the most interesting, but if we both played one day,
Yeah,
that'd be
that would be
something.
good. I know you texted me a lot of stuff about the Stardew World. Like there was like a teleportation hub, and like
Dude, yeah, there's so much. It's because of a whole bunch of different mods, but that one's from the Stardew Valley Expanded, your Nexus. It doesn't go to places that you would think you would need, but it's stuff that you'll need later.
yeah,
Like going to the Wizard's house is kind of important at times. Going to the Adventurers Guild and being able to get to the really hard to reach spots that are.
and like the
new.
volcano and whatever.
It doesn't go to the volcano.
Oh, okay.
The only places that it goes to that are already in Stardew Valley is, there's one spot that goes to your farm, so you have a spot to get in and out. There's one that's at the Adventurers Guild and one that's at the Wizard's Tower.
Didn't you
And
say
the
something about
others are
the
new stuff.
volcano though? Like you could just teleport right to the end.
Oh, no, that was because of different magic.
Okay,
Just the magic mod, because there's a teleportation spell.
that's whack.
So I just teleported behind the locked gate, unlocked the gate, and walked backwards and finished the volcano.
Dude, I still can't believe that they haven't even announced a release date for the Risk of Rain update on console.
They're never going to do it. It's never going to be done.
It's never gonna
It's
come
never gonna
out.
be done.
I mean,
You know
when
it's
was it like?
never gonna
Was
be
it
done,
2020 or 2021 when they like released it on PC?
Never. It's actually not real.
I mean, it's a whole
You
thing
didn't think you were going to
because
hear any conspiracy theories today, folks? I got one for you. Hopu Games didn't actually release Survivor of the Void. It's all been a myth, and all the PC players are in on it just to get us console players. I see straight through the joke. I've been playing games on my computer recently. I see it.
I like how
could see through the
I like how we
lies
talk about it
of-
like this, even though we both own the game on computer and just refuse to play that version for whatever reason.
Yeah, it do be like that.
It doesn't make any sense, but we're sticking to it. I think that's one of
'Cause
those
I wanna
things.
get
It's
trophies. I want to get another 100% again.
yeah, that is true. I think it's just one of those things about being stubborn
It
and
seems
you
to
didn't.
run. No, it seems to run better on our PlayStations than it does our computers.
It does. Yeah, our computers.
Yeah, like our computers are not the best. They
Mhm,
work
mhm.
for most things. I have many mods in Stardew Valley, and it only takes me about 2 minutes to sleep every night. It could take longer.
My stepsister said the funniest shit. Yes, sir. Well, okay, she did the funniest shit that unlocked a memory for me. Okay, so I come in the kitchen and she has a glass of milk, right? I think like she was gonna eat some cookies or Oreos or something. She had ice in her milk.
I've seen people do that. I don't know why someone would want to do that, but I've seen it.
Like ice is fine in most things because you can't tell that much when it's a little bit watered down. But milk, that's different. Like, but the memory that it unlocked. One time when I was a small child, I was watching Phineas and Ferb, and it was the episode that they made the lemonade stand, and in that episode they showed it like squeezing out the lemon juice and then putting in the rest of the water to fill it up. And I was like, huh, that'll probably work with milk too. We can just get more milk per milk, you know? And then I filled a cup halfway full of milk, halfway full of water, tried to drink it. It was the most disgusting shit ever. So now, whenever I think of water with milk or milk with ice in it, I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But
I feel like if you tried that again now, it might taste good. You never know.
but then again, I am the motherfucker that puts ice in my orange juice, which I don't think is weird at all, but other people seem to not like.
I mean,
I know you don't
Guess
put ice
the-
in anything because you're fucking
yeah, because
weirdo.
my teeth, my teeth are sensitive.
No,
You're just a little bitch. Your teeth are gonna die one day because all you do is eat ice.
I'm
I
here for a
thought
good-
you were a human. Are we omnivores? What are you, an icivore?
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's go. But
We'll both be in our 40s, and it'll be us. But be able to see throughout the years of our content creating career, just your teeth start to decrease over time. Until boom, they're back, perfect, brand new one day, and they stay that way forever because they're fake teeth.
because cyberware
Teeth
will be
are
a
gonna
thing
die.
by then, and I'll just get like
Robot teeth?
cyber teeth.
Dude, cyber teeth that when you're ready, like getting ready in the morning, you can do whatever and it will just like clean your teeth for you, and you just kind of gotta spit after.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you probably wouldn't even have to spit, it would just keep them clean. They're just gonna be made of metal. Probably be really easy to clean. Would they use metal cleaning products in your mouth?
I wonder how different your food would taste if you had metal teeth.
It's like, oh man, it's like eating with pennies.
Mhm.
Why does it feel like I've just got a mouthful of pennies all the time now?
But by the way, talking about orange juice with ice, I can understand how somebody might not like it, but there are some people that you know don't like pulp in the orange juice, which is perfectly fine. You know, we all got our preferences, but there are some people that are so against the idea of pulpy orange juice that they try to tell everybody that likes pulp in the orange juice that they're just wrong, just eat an orange. And to those people I say, fuck you, you anti-pulp radicalists.
Okay, and I would like to say something as well. You can just pretend that I said all of the same things Jake did, but for the opposing side.
Oh my god,
Because
you're
I
on there.
think pulp is for people who enjoy pulp and not me, bitch.
it it just tastes better. Like in the pulp, sometimes there's a little like thing and you can bite into and it's just straight orange like juice. Just I it's like, you know, when you go to a frozen yogurt restaurant and there's those little fruit balls. You know what I'm
Dude,
talking about?
How much money do you think my family had as growing up when we were even near something like that?
No, but
Having
have you never
7
been
people.
to a frozen yogurt place though? Never?
Oh man, let's see. How old would I have been? When would this have been?
Like I
Would have
swear
been
I swear
before
we've gone
2013.
I swear we've gone to that one by the movie theater in Griffin.
Me and you haven't.
I thought I mean, okay. Huh. That just seems
least
like one of
not
the
to-
things. Okay.
At least not to eat anything.
Yeah, fair enough. I assumed
Dude,
we had.
it's been years. It's been
but
such a
but
such
anyway,
a long time.
there's just these little like think of Orbeez, right? They're basically Orbeez, only inside instead of whatever the fuck is inside of an Orby, it's just like a little squishy ball full of like fruit juice. And like you eat it and it pops. Like
Interesting.
it's really good.
It's not like
anyway,
is it like an actual? It's just juice in it, not like those other things.
I mean I don't know what's in it, but like it's just like a sweet like fruit flavor.
Because there's these things. I was hanging out with Jaylee, and I'm pretty sure Daniel was there. But we went to Party City, and Jaylee saw these things. She said they were really good. They were supposed to be, fruit flavored. They were little plastic balls things. They weren't balls. They were fruit shaped. But their fruit stuff inside was just like Jello, and it was so gross.
It do be like that.
I don't like Jello, and that was like low quality Jello. Oh my god!
You see, I'm not the biggest fan of Jello or gummies either, by the way. But I'm not the biggest fan of Jello, but I've never met anyone that just straight up doesn't like it.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
Is it like the consistency or is it the flavor?
I just don't like it in my mouth. I don't know. There's probably some that I would really enjoy.
Because I mean, I would get it if it's the texture, like it feels like snot or whatever. Like I could get how somebody could think that the texture of Jello is gross.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I just don't like it.
I mean, it just tastes like you're consuming Kool-Aid or High C, but in a different form. That's what Jello tastes like. Like
at work, doing the cafe prep stuff. Doing the cafe prep stuff. I get to smell when Jello is being made, and it's like raspberry, strawberry, whatever Jello, and it smells so good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Dude, I just want to like get the spoon and eat the hot soupiness just to taste it because it smells so delicious.
Speaking of food things that have two opposing sides, we're on opposite sides on the pulp, and I know for a fact that we're
I do
also
have an
on
exception.
We're also
there was one time for pulp. I was in Honduras because we were on a missions trip with my church.
Yeah.
We was building a building, and I just kind of carried bricks around, and then went and helped with other things that weren't building. I was much younger back then. But one morning we had breakfast, and there was orange juice. It was picked that morning and juiced, and it had pulp in it, but it was so fresh.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like eating an orange, just in liquid form.
I mean,
it was the prime way.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
I mean, that's pretty much
like,
the plot synopsis of Pulp Fiction.
How does that even make any sense?
It's orange juice pulp, Landon. Fuck.
The joke is you.
Ligma balls.
Mwahahaha.
Anyway, what I was
So
getting at,
sad that
bones
Steve
versus
Jobs
boneless.
died of ligma.
Bones versus boneless. I know that we are on opposite sides on this one.
Okay, I would like to hear from people, but I think Jake is, oh man, thinking about this. I was gonna say I think Jake is in the minority of these two sides. You not liking bones and things.
Okay.
I
Here's my thing.
100% agree that bones suck for eating efficiency. It sucks to have to work around a bone. But if your bone is in the way, then your meat wasn't cooked right.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't want shit on my food that I can't consume. Like, I don't like the sticks in corn dogs because I don't want to have to bite into something and worry that I'm going to bite into something that I can't eat. And, like, the cuts of steaks, I'll normally get a New York strip because I know that that's a fucking normal steak. But there's cuts of steaks like the T-bone and whatever else that has the meat on it. People are like, oh, well, that's just the cut of meat. That's just what it is. Cut around the fucking bone. It's not that hard. Don't put shit on my plate that is not food.
Well, if they did cut around the bone, then they would all be really small.
Exactly. I don't want it to look big but then actually be small. That's what she said. Like, if I get like a basket of chicken wings, first of all, I know I'm not going to get as much chicken because I'm bad at cleaning off the bone because I don't want to put the fucking bone in my mouth because that's disgusting. But if I get a basket of chicken nuggets, then I can just look at it, and how much food is there is how much food that I can consume. Like, there isn't any left over. There isn't like, oh, well, that wasn't as much as it looked like at first. Now I'm kind of hungry still. Like, 10 chicken wings equals like 7 chicken nuggets as far as the amount of chicken that you actually consume.
Have you ever heard of this thing called flavor?
Yeah,
The bone does be helping with that.
in my opinion, it does not.
Yeah, shut the hell up, you're wrong.
I think that other than the breading, any chicken, whether that's like grilled or fried or whatever,
I don't remember the last time we've cooked chicken at the house that had breading on it that wasn't for like chicken parmesan.
well, whatever.
If we have wings, they have seasoning on them. And the bone's not a problem because you can just like grab one end of the bone and just use your other hand and just kind of push the meat off.
Hey,
and
Landon,
it just falls off of it.
That's my problem.
Jake,
listen. That is my problem.
You just suck at cooking.
Listen, the server at the restaurant, their job is to prepare your food, correct? All right. Well,
no, the server does not prepare your food. They deliver your food.
okay, well, shut the fuck up. The chef or whatever, the person that makes the food, they season it, they cook it. Why the fuck can they not just pull out the bone?
Because
like,
don't
that's
have
just part
6
of
hours to cook your chicken, Jake.
Well, if it's that easy and you can just pull it out, then why don't they just do it when they're making the food? It's the same thing. Even if I was a person that liked seafood, I would refuse to eat crab legs that I have to crack. I'm not doing your fucking work.
I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
That is not even comparable to having to eat meat off of a bone. Dude, you...
It's the same principle.
You sound like a 4-year-old.
I don't care if I sound like a 4-year-old. I don't want non-food in my food. I don't want to have to eat around it.
All hope is lost for you, Jake.
I'm
I'm sorry that you don't get to eat my dad's good meats.
I think this is the second episode that we've brought up your dad's meat in a sexual context.
Well, yeah, because it's delicious.
It is
I
delicious. I
eat
can't
like
even lie.
probably half a pound of it every time he makes it for like that first
Yeah.
dinner. Because there's always so much of it. So, dude, my dad's got some big, juicy meat that we all get to share. Because there's a lot of people in our family. What? How many? There's, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 of us. 8 of us most of the time.
Mm.
Dude, we eat a lot of food. Do you know how many like of those huge, gigantic family-sized bags of cereal we go through each week? Because the kids just love eating cereal.
Yeah, it'd be like
Dude,
that.
I wish I had the metabolism of these children. They are all just like skin and bones. They just eat so much cereal. And man, I wasn't that skinny when I was their age.
Yeah, no, it's insane. Kids' metabolisms are insane. When I was little, I would eat Little Debbie's by the box. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that ever. But like all of my siblings, most of them at least, their parents are all very thin, very, very thin people.
yeah.
Like, dude, you've seen him. He's like 6'4" and weighs like 150 pounds or something like that.
Which is
He's
insane.
just, there's nothing to him. He's so tall and skinny.
I mean, yeah, which is how I was when I was in 7th grade. I was 6 foot and like barely cracking 100 pounds soaking wet.
Did you say soaking wet?
Yeah, have you never heard that phrase?
No.
Are you serious? No, it's like when like I weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. That means like I weigh like 97 or something. But if I'm soaking wet, then I'll weigh more, so I'll weigh 100. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a common. Have you not heard that? I've heard that a million times.
No,
in my
I've just
life.
never heard that before.
I hear that all the time. I
Dude.
don't know how.
Jake, how many people have I heard tell me about weight?
I mean, like, not. It doesn't have to be like weighing a part. Like, I don't know what context I've heard it in. I just know I've heard it a lot.
Dude, get your damn sports words out of my ears. I don't want those devil words. I don't want nobody, all them men touching them balls and throwing them balls to each other.
Oh yes.
That sounds gay. Oh my gosh.
Dude, the people at my work, like, because I moved to that new spot a couple weeks ago, so there's a couple new guys that I met. This one guy in particular, he's whack. I'm not gonna give you any context, but the dude said, and I quote, "Hell, I drink, I smoke dope, I done cocaine, shrooms, acid, all that shit. But the one thing that I never done, and never will do, is take pills." Like, dude, that's a weird fucking line in the sand to draw.
Dude, he drew a circle somewhere along the line. It's like, these ones down here past the pills, they're fine. But the ones before it, they're also fine. But this one, big red circle.
No, there's no way. Like, have you seen that ad for a mobile game where you have to, like, draw a line to connect the dots on, like, the outside of a circle or whatever, but you can't have the lines intersect?
Okay.
Anyway, for people that have seen that ad on Instagram or whatever, it's like when you get all of them, but the last line just can't connect. Those are the pills. Everything is fair game. Cocaine, shrooms, but no pills. No, never.
Never no pills.
And also in the fucking porta potty outside where we're working on the building. For context, I do electrical work. I don't even know if I've said that ever on the podcast. Anyway, I hit my mic. I'm gonna start over. In the porta potty, at the place, that we're working in. I'm just gonna show the video. I'm gonna put the video on screen. There's just you can vote on titties or ass, just in the porta potty, and since that video has been taken, one more point has been added to titties. So it's neck and neck. It's all tied up. I don't know when the next vote's gonna come in, but I'm really
Did
I'm
you put a mark in there for Lathan's vote? Does he count, even though he's not there? I haven't given an official vote yet.
I've only put my mark. So where on the side do you fall? For our audio listeners who couldn't see that video, audio listeners love you to death. I voted titties. Landon, where's your stance?
Oh my god, dude, I don't even know. Cause like, why does one have to be better than the other? Aren't they both great?
Yes, but I think titties are objectively better. But that's just me.
I mean, I can't say that you're wrong there, but I can't say that you're right, because if someone else said that same thing but was talking about ass, I would also be like, yeah, you're not wrong, but you're not entirely right. You're on it.
So you're not gonna pick a side. You're just gonna stay down the middle like a pussy.
I don't know. Dude, shut your whore mouth. My pussy answer is that I'm a personality guy. Shut up. I want to care about someone. I want them to be my friend first.
Yeah, I'm a big toe guy.
I'm all about them earlobes.
Dude, remember when we made that pizza, chicken, bacon, egg, mozzarella stick veal burger?
Didn't have yum yum sauce on it.
I think so. Either that or Chick-fil-A house dressing.
It was terrible.
It was probably yum yum sauce. No,
It's terrible.
Dude, okay,
It was so bad.
what was it that sparked it? I think it was like a meme we saw that was like, this is the most American thing you'll see today or some shit. And it was just like a burger
we just
with
had
various
not
things.
the right ingredients at all. So we did with what we had, and it was terrible. All the things were fine on their own,
Yeah.
but altogether, it was awful.
Yeah, it was. Did we use
Which
a
we
little?
expected it.
Did we use a? Yeah, it was so expensive, and we didn't even like eat them. We ate a few bites.
No, we didn't buy anything. We just used stuff that we had at the house. That's why it was so awful.
The veal we had to use instead of burger.
The burgers, yeah, like baby cows is close enough to adult cows. It's not. It's not.
So the pizza, was that the bottom bun and the top bun, or was it just the top bun? What did we use for the bottom?
I think the bottom was the pizza, but our pizzas were like way bigger than what we needed.
Yeah, they were. I think I'm gonna try to find the video and I'll put it in when I edit. But I want to say that in the video, the final thing we do for the sandwich to complete it is put the pizza on top. But I think we
Okay.
might have flipped it over when we ate it, probably.
I don't know. It's so bad. It's so bad.
But yeah, I mean, pizza, okay. Chicken, okay, sure. Bacon, yeah. Egg, you got me. Mozzarella stick, I don't know. Veal burger, okay. Because I mean, pizza with chicken, bacon, and egg would not be a bad thing.
No.
But it's when you get to the mozzarella sticks and the fact that it's a burger is when it starts to
Well,
lose it.
it's not a burger.
I mean,
I guess it
had a
it's
patty
just,
of beef.
It's called the veal patty.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that we made?
Yeah.
Is that not what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, no, if it's veal, it's not beef. It's not beef until they old.
I mean, I would assume. I mean, we can just say sandwich then. I mean, because there's chicken and veal in it. But just it's.
I mean, it's our Italian burger. We still
Yeah,
call it
yeah.
a burger, but it's not a burger.
Mm. That was during senior year when we just had so much fucking time on our hands
Dude, it was awesome.
because we never went to class. Because I think we had.
No, we didn't have to.
Yeah, because okay, we did dual enrollment, and at the actual high school, we only had first period and last period. But the thing is, our math teacher just like left to, where was it, Tennessee?
Yeah,
that
she
went.
left.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
husband got a job. So
And I'm
there
probably not
was,
even that far away from her, honestly.
yeah,
I think they're more. I think they are on the other side of Tennessee.
yeah,
I think they're on
yeah.
the right side.
But so we had a sub for the entire second half of the year who just didn't do anything because she didn't, know how to teach math.
Yep.
So we just, I mean, we kind of showed up for it. You showed up for it more than I did. Because I enjoy sleeping in more than you
Yeah,
do.
I had to be at the school because I had a younger sibling that also went there.
Yeah,
And they
that
had
is
to be
kind
on
of
time because they had all their teachers and didn't just have one
But
of their best teachers ever
yeah.
bail out on them halfway through senior year.
hmm
We almost made it.
But then the two classes, first period and last period, the classes that we had in between those, we only had on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So every other day of the week, I basically just lived at Landon's house.
Dude,
And
yeah, no,
that's why we had the
100%
time to make a
believe-
pizza, chicken, bacon, egg, mozzarella stick, veal burger. That's
I 100% believe that you lived at my house more your senior year than you lived at your house.
yeah, I
I
did
think you
have to
spent
go.
more time.
I did have to
at
go to my
mine.
house periodically though to shower because of my refusal to shower at your
Yeah,
house.
you did never take a shower in that house.
That's crazy that that's still a thing. I think it started after like a few times where I was over, and then I just happened to not shower. Like I spent the night and still didn't shower. And then one day I just clicked, dang, I've never taken a shower here. And then
Mhm.
even when I stay like 3, 4 days in a row, I refused
gross.
to shower in that. Just out of principle. You gotta keep the bit going. You can't let it die now that it's been acknowledged. Dude, we also, the amount of time that we had, we ate so much fast food. We had an
Dude, yeah, 'cause
ungodly
everyone
amount
was
of
like,
fast
"Hey,
food.
can you eat this food for us? Because we're the only ones allowed to leave."
Oh yeah, that
Dude,
we had an
it's
Uber
crazy.
service at the school basically. We, because we didn't have any classes before or after lunch, so if we were there in first period, the guys would just be like, "Hey, this is what I want from Wendy's. If you're gonna be going by it, if you're not, it's fine." And we're like, "No, yeah, we can pick it up for you." And then like some of them will pay with cash, some will give us a card, whatever. We just kept the change, so we made a small
Yeah, it
amount
was
of
nice
money.
when they. It's
Yeah,
nice when
yeah.
they paid with cash.
Especially one person that just consistently gave us like $5 extra. And we got to drive her car a few times as well. Just
Dude,
because yeah.
The great sound system in there. We
Yeah,
played the
yes.
seismic imploder sound.
But I mean, okay. I think it started off with us getting just a shit ton of nuggets from Burger King because they were so inexpensive.
I mean, we just did that when their price went
Mhm.
down because they were super cheap. They
Yeah.
tasted bad, but they were super cheap.
And then we
was
did
like
the same,
68 cents or
yeah, and then we
something
did the
for a
same
10
thing
piece.
with just a bunch of McDoubles.
Dude, yo, McDoubles used to be $1.
Mm-hmm.
They was a good price. I think McDoubles taste better than most of the other burgers at McDonald's. They all do just be tasting like McDonald's burgers.
Yeah, which, dude, and we spent so much money at Sonic, though. I think that was probably our most visited area.
I don't think my Cash App. I don't think my Cash App
Goes back
says
that far.
the stuff about Sonic anymore. Like it doesn't give me my averages.
Yeah.
But there was a time our average spending there was like almost $40, which is so crazy.
Yeah, which is whack. Dude, when the fried Oreos first came out, that was heavenly. Because it came with the ice cream, too, and it
Indeed.
was warm.
They were so good.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good that first time.
Yeah.
But literally any time after that I had them, they were not very good.
Mhm.
It was too much.
Mm. And then directly after I moved away from that town, and like you moved out a little bit after that too, they built
Yeah,
a Chick-fil-A. I'm so
dude.
salty
Yeah,
that we didn't
because
have
I
a
came
Chick-fil-A
back and
there
I
during
got to
our
be
heights
there.
of power. Yeah.
I got to use it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I love Chick-fil-A. It's so tasty.
Yeah,
Oh
Chick-fil-A is
man,
the best. I mean,
it's
we had a whole episode on
so
this, but yeah.
delicious.
um,
Yeah, wasn't it in S tier?
yeah,
Like no
yeah.
debate.
Mm. Yeah, I think we didn't even spend much time on it because it was, well,
That chicken is blessed by the Lord. Of course,
it
it's
really
going
is.
in
Dude,
S tier.
it's the best breading I've ever tasted on chicken.
It's so good. Their
Yeah.
sauce with their nuggies, their sauce with
Mhm.
their Sammies. Mmm.
Dude, that one year in high school though, we had so many bits that we just did all the time. Like
Dude,
remember
you
when
punching my back?
yeah, I would.
Dude, I thought about that
It just
recently.
got more and more intense. Like, okay,
Oh
it
gosh.
started out, I would just like punch you in the back, but just like, you know, a little, not very hard. But then it just, as the year went on, it just increasingly hit him harder and harder. Cause
Like
like,
I'd have to brace my feet into the ground so I wouldn't like, fall out of my chair. Because it'd be, I was like, oh, here he comes as he's walking behind me while I'm sitting down at the table. And then just like reenactment of in the Avengers when Mjolnir and Captain America's shield collided. Just one of those about every day in science class.
or just like a
You-
Mortal Kombat thing where it just zooms into your spine as it just snaps a vertebrae, and then zoom back out. And you're like, fine.
I was hard as stone,
Because you could
strong
always
as iron.
you could always see it coming, so you tensed up your muscles. So I know that.
Oh yeah, no.
I, like
It was-
now
it-
like now thinking about it, that was a bit much. I could have not done that, but
Yeah,
hey, it was
you could
funny.
have.
It happened and it's funny.
It got funnier after the first couple times. At first, I was like, "Damn it! Why the fuck is this bitch punching me?"
And when we like drew each other shittily on Snapchat, just assuming our regular positions that we were in every day, like I think I drew you sitting in my truck playing Skyrim on your Switch in your chapel hoodie and in your black pants that you wore like every day. And then like you drew my truck in your driveway. You were like, "How did you beat me here?"
I did draw. Yeah, I did draw that. You also drew me sitting.
in math
Dude,
class.
it honestly could have just been a cutout. But it was sitting in math class doing the exact same thing. Dude, I was like an NPC.
Yeah.
I wore the same clothes every day. Well, I had different
And
ones. They got washed. My pants did.
And
Even
that
though I wore
and that
them all
was
the time.
another bit. Math is hard. I don't get math. So, but I knew the
Math
quadratic
is
formula, which is
easy.
negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I could use the quadratic formula, but that's it. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in that class, and that just became a running bit. Like whenever
Folks, I would like to inform you that Jake does have a learning disability, and you need to be kind with him and make sure you talk slowly if you ever meet him in person. He might frighten when he sees you, especially if you're black.
it's actually just a birth defect. I have such a large penis that all of my blood has to go there instead of going into my brain, so my synapses cannot fire as quickly because of my unusually massive dong. Do you feel better
Man.
now, Landon?
No,
That you've
I
made
was
fun
gonna say,
of a
I
disabled
can't
person.
disagree with you there, because if I
You're
disagree,
disrespecting
then that would-
a future U.S. Army soldier.
No, shut up. I was saying, if I disagreed, then that would mean that I've seen your penis.
I mean, you did that
But
one
wait,
time when I was pissing
that's
on that
just
spider.
a theory. A true theory. Yeah. Your little shrimpy pee-pee pissing on that spider.
It's because it's
Dude, you
soft.
know those sexy
Every
8
pee-pee
legs
is
that
tiny when
totally
it's
made you
soft.
as solid as a it can get, I guess. I don't know. But you had tiny little pee-pee.
I get what you're saying though. Spiders are pretty hot, but
Dude, yeah, no, dude, don't you like their spider thighs? Because there's
and
8 of
they're
them. Dude, I
shoot-
love me some thighs.
shooting their webs all over me.
Dude, that's my favorite part when they shoot their webs into my eyes to blind
Oh,
me
no.
momentarily.
Dude, also about I keep thinking about the school that one year. Remember when we went on strike and we brought all that shit into science class?
Dude, that was all me. That was all my stuff.
Well, I was
Dude,
there,
went
so
full
I said
force.
we.
You were there. You assisted. You
Yeah.
assisted.
I mean,
You were
I was
along for it. I was
participating
the
in your
leader.
strike.
I was the leader of this
Mhm.
strike. You were my loyal number 2. It was
Okay,
just
so-
us versus
So what was it like?
Kindred
Okay.
maze.
Someone was like they had a VR headset and they were playing it in the hallway, and then
Well,
they just
okay.
didn't show up to class. And
Now, if we're gonna bleep out names, might as well say the whole thing.
yeah,
And
fucking
motherfucking that little bitch. He had his VR headset and was playing it in the hallway and just didn't go to class. Which it got to be the last straw. But the last straw for those people affected us.
because
It affected me so much.
okay, to set the context, we went to a small
Yeah.
private school, so they were just really chill, especially with us because they knew we were fine.
We
and,
were-
we were
We were
seniors. and-
polite to them.
yeah.
We
So
didn't just go destroy things.
So in class, whenever we weren't doing anything, we straight up just brought our
Dude.
PlayStations to school because there was so much downtime in the class because there were so many kids that were just stupid.
Not even that. Just like if we didn't go to my house in between our 2 classes, we would just chill out in Mr.'s room.
Yeah. Or
Or Mr.'s room.
yeah.
We didn't hang out with Miss as much, and ain't no way we was gonna hang out in
No.
that. What's her
Betsy.
name? Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh man. She told us
But-
how she ran over someone's dog and was
And then
late
laughed
to the
about it or
school
something.
and laughed about it. Yeah, she laughed about it,
That's insane.
which is so crazy. Like in a neighborhood, ran over someone's dog in the road
Mhm.
and laughed about it.
Yeah, but what
Oh my god.
what all was it that we brought into class during our strike?
Okay,
It was like
okay,
a
let me
keyboard,
think.
I know was one thing.
I brought my keyboard, like
Monopoly.
the musical kind of keyboard, not
Yeah.
a computer one. I
Yeah.
did have a computer keyboard. It was attached to my laptop, though. I was playing very, very sad tunes. Dude, you could feel it in the air how upset it was making everyone.
It
Dude,
was
they
so
ruined my
wonderful.
fun in school. They
It
ruined
was
the
so
only thing that I
good.
enjoyed about being in school because the work was too easy and we got so far ahead because of one person
Dude, and
who just kept everyone behind. Oh my god.
yeah, and you also didn't you bring like
a Keurig.
Yeah,
We brought a Keurig
yeah, we made
and
hot
we made
chocolate.
hot chocolate. And I
Yeah.
used my Destiny 2 cup.
Mhm. And then we also played Monopoly, and this is just all going on
played
during
Monopoly.
class while the teacher is teaching, because
Well, no, it was a weird day. There was something going on. We didn't have stuff to do. Like half the people left anyway
yeah,
in the middle
yeah.
of it. I think there might have been like a football game.
Then I would have been there, so
something.
it was not a football game.
You left part of the way through.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
weren't
then-
there to the end of the school day.
Okay, then yeah, that was probably it. I mean, that was most
I'm
days.
gonna
We
say
had
that was it.
practice,
Yeah,
but whatever.
it could have been practice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just people left.
Mm.
But We played Monopoly. I had my giant notebook. If I put the bottom of it on the floor, the top of it is like almost to my waist. It's a huge piece of paper. It's a bunch of pieces of paper. Had that. Didn't do anything with it, but I had it. We had Monopoly, hot chocolate, my notebook, Keurig, the keyboard with the stand. Is that all? Yeah, I think that is all we had. It didn't let us be able to play games again, but we were not told to stop playing games on our computer, even when it was obvious, or that I was holding my Switch under the table, as long as we were done with our work and we were sitting back and not being loud.
Yeah, because I mean,
I
it's
ruined
like
everyone's day at the end of that school day.
Because the whole point of that was because us playing video games while other people were doing stuff that we had already done was not bothering anybody. It didn't like distract anybody from working or whatever.
It's not like we had
quiet.
the TV sound on. If we were to listen to it, we would have our headphones.
Yeah, or like earbuds or something plugged into the controller. But
and most I know Mr. No, he was like, hey, just don't have it facing everybody. So as long as we just sat back up against the wall or whatever, had the TV in front of us, we could sit down there and play it.
Yeah,
cool. Taukin.
Tadaukin. Noise.
Taukin.
Dude,
those are things that he would say.
Mm-hmm.
He would just say
randomly
talking
like it would be quiet.
Yeah,
it would be quiet in the classroom, and he just goes talking, and then it just devolved into talking.
But he would swap it up. He would go back and forth to
and then he would go noise and noise. And then also in PE when we did that manhunt thing, that was a whole thing.
Dude,
that was great.
Dude, Joseph was telling me that they ended up like having to start keeping all the doors locked because some kids tried to do it. They're ninth graders, so in the same age we were.
Yeah.
No, I guess it would have been eighth graders.
Yeah, somewhere around.
Still, we were in ninth grade when we did it, but they did not successfully climb up the lockers.
Mm-hmm.
So now they keep all those doors locked, so nobody can
get
back.
So they like fell, like they got hurt.
Yeah, the lockers fell. I don't know how hurt they got, but
yeah. Well, that's dumb that they were using an unstable surface to climb on. Wait, okay.
I mean, I would use the locker, but not just the locker. You'd have to be holding on to something else.
I used the stalls because there were walls on either side. I did the thing where I put my hands and feet on either side of the wall and just went up that way.
I just did a backflip.
Yeah, I just jumped up there, just one leap.
I just just raised my knee up extra high this time and
just stepped up there. Yeah, it was like how high would you say that wall is? Like 20 feet tall?
20? No way it's 20.
It was pretty fucking high.
Dude, there's no way that was that much more than 10 feet, if it was more than 10 feet.
15 maybe. I think it was more than 10. They were pretty high walls.
Is much more than you're thinking. Dude,
they're pretty high walls.
Height of a wall, there's just not a drop ceiling on it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but whatever. I think it's 15. It might be 10. Whatever. However tall they are. So for context, the way the gym is laid out is like, you got the little foyer and then the gym in the middle part. And then on the other side of the gym was where all the lockers and stuff were. And they were, separated by brick walls. Only the brick walls only went up so high. And then the gym roof, was over that. So all the tops of the walls were all exposed, so you could climb up and like walk or crawl on top of the walls. And we would play Manhunt during PE, and it was kind of like hide and seek Manhunt. It was, but the only difference is that there were teams instead of just one or two people seeking or whatever.
It started with, few people seeking, but as you found some people, they would start finding other people.
Yeah. I think it might have started with like just one person seeking, and then every person that found them would join them. But then it kind of turned into, hey, everybody that's not Jake and Landon, just count, and then Jake and Landon will go hide and be somewhere on top of the walls to scare people. Just because it was
so dumb.
just because it was entertaining. And we went so far with it. I brought I brought a gorilla mask and a wolf mask one time. And they were not expecting it. I can't remember how I smuggled them in there without them seeing it first, but I might have had my book bag. I don't know. But and I also had a red laser pointer. So just as they would be walking through these pitch black hallways and locker rooms and whatever, I would just have my red laser pointer and have it just pointing at a wall, and someone would see the laser pointer and just instantly, oh no, he's close. It was so fun. It was so fun to do. But then our PE teacher eventually got word of it, and he talked to us about it. He was like, hey, you don't need to be climbing up on the walls because, you know, you're going to get hurt and I'm going to be responsible for it. So, you know, you can't be doing that
Guess
shit.
you didn't get hurt, Mr.
Exactly. After we ignored what he was saying, the next day or the next week or whatever, when we played
water
Manhunt,
guns? Didn't you have water guns?
I think we did have little water guns at some point. Yeah. We didn't use them excessively, just to like, you know, just to squirt on the girls. But one day Mr. O just went in there with them, you know, to catch me in the act, and like he turned on the lights, and I was just sitting there crawling on the ceiling, and he just looked at me like, Jake, you can get down. It was so embarrassing because I was like caught as red-handed as you could be.
Dude, earlier today I did a Mr. O's impression as like a just joking, complaining about something, and it was a hit with everybody. Honestly, the two people who I expected to enjoy that little bit there enjoyed it. It was about our circumstances. That place that we catered, they didn't let us eat. I said that earlier. Oh, them there people at this here place ain't letting us caterers eat none of this food, eh? I need me some chicken nuggets.
Dude, but then there was also... This one didn't involve us, but remember the Diggerdoodle?
Oh, it involved us, but only in negative ways. We didn't even have anything to do with it.
Now, how did it involve us in negative way? Like, I can't remember what like the punishments were for it. But
Dude,
because
we didn't get to do anything for field day, or was that a different thing?
I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so the story was a few kids. Landon, I think it was, and was there, and and I want to say Jack's brother was there, like, and he didn't even go to the school, he just happened to be there. But they went into the teacher's room after class, after she had left, and they, like, you know, did whatever, like, it just, you know, horrible kid shit. Just like, you know, really disrespectful, but it is what it is. They're kids and they're stupid. Like, you know, getting books out of the bookcase and like throwing them like on top of the little closet thing that was in there that had a top to it, so she would never be able to see that book again unless she like got up on a ladder and specifically looked up there. Anyway, she had a cookie on her desk, a snickerdoodle, and one of the people there was like, hey, what if I rubbed my dick on this cookie? And then so he did that, and then I think she ended up eating that cookie, and then the news was brought to her, and she was just I don't understand how kids can be so shitty sometimes, but at the time
Dude,
it was
kids
hilarious.
can be the worst. I did not think it was hilarious. I hated having to sit in there and hear her talk about that.
No, I mean, yeah, all
Dude,
that was
the
awful,
whole
but just
thing
like the concept
sucked.
of
I
it.
hated it.
you know.
Like, why would they even do something so awful?
I know, yeah, it sucked. That was stupid.
Man,
And-
fuck those guys.
I don't think you did, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Did you ever witness the Vine, or have you heard the story of the Vine?
I've heard about it.
Mhm.
I've never seen it. It was
Well,
destroyed.
Yes, it was
before I there.
destroyed. So the basketball team, it like between when school ended and basketball practice started, we all just hung out, so we had to find shit to do. So a number of kids, like 5 kids, maybe 5, 6, somewhere around there, we decided it would be a good idea to just walk around in the woods behind the school, because what else am I gonna do for an hour and a half or 2 hours or however long was in between them? And we found this like big thick ass vine that was like so perfectly placed at like where a drop off was. It was like a 4-foot drop off, and the center of the vine where it perfectly dangled was like right at the edge of that little cliff. So what we did was, like, somebody like brought a machete, which is kind of whack. Kid bringing a machete to school, but it was fine. It wasn't used for nefarious purposes. But
only machete used for fun in my school.
Exactly.
It wasn't me though.
But we cut all around it and cleaned it up, and we would just get a running start, jump and grab onto the vine, and we would swing probably as high off the ground as the walls were in the gym, like 10-15 feet in the air. And it was all fine. Surprisingly, nobody got hurt from it except yeah,
With his dad, Mr. Stacy, in the Stacy mobile.
the Stacy mobile. Yeah.
Dude, remember when you had the Stacy mobile at GTA?
Yeah. It was
Dude,
a bumblebee looking
crappy
car, yellow and black.
Dude, it sucked so bad.
But, yeah.
It was a Stacy mobile though.
Mm-hmm. But he was the one that finally broke the vine. Like, it was after like a few months of use. Like, pretty much every basketball practice before every game, we pretty much made it a ritual to go back there and swing on the vine. And the vine just snapped on him. Like, it had shown no signs of giving out. Like, it was so strong, holding these, full-size human beings. And he fell 15 feet into like a big bush with like it was one of those that didn't have thorns but had those really spiky leaves. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He fell into one of those, and I think the bush saved him from like breaking anything or anything like that. Like, he didn't get hurt. He just had to play in the basketball game with a shit tons of like scratches all over him. And the coach was like, "Where did you get all of this?" And he was like, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. It was so
Dude,
funny.
what about the other thing in the woods? We went out there and measured it one day for math class.
The trap.
The man trap.
Man trap. Yeah, there was just like a trap in the woods that we found. Just very suspicious looking human-sized trap.
The joke is that Mr. put it there, the gym teacher.
Yeah.
He most likely didn't, but what if he did? I wonder how many children he's caught running away from the school. I'd want to run away from there.
Yeah, that is fair enough. Dude, another thing, remember that time we binged every Star Wars movie that was currently out at the time?
Oh, dude.
And then went to Six Flags with 0 sleep the next day?
Yeah.
Like we binged Star Wars throughout the night.
We started episode 1 and we just watched every one. It was was Rogue One out at the time? Was that the newest one?
It was Rogue One. We didn't. Did we watch episode 7?
I don't think we did.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think we ran out of time.
And by the way, it burned up my Revenge of the Sith disc. I'm so
Dude,
sad
yeah,
about it.
my PS3 ate it somehow.
Yeah, like I assume it
Didn't
had,
it like legit melt the disc?
yeah. Like I
It
assume it
like
had
warped it.
Yeah, I assume it had something to do with the fact that it had been on and running discs for so many hours straight.
Didn't it work for movie 4, 5, 6, and 7 though?
What do you
Or
mean?
did we use something else? We watched more than just the first trilogy. Jake, we watched movies for like over almost 12 hours straight.
What? I had the discs for all of them. I had the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy and Rogue One. They were all on discs.
Then
and
what are you talking about? What do I mean? I said that it didn't eat the other ones. It only ate the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was because it had been running for such a long time. It just got
Yes,
really
but
hot.
it didn't eat the 4 movies we played
Yeah.
after the third one that
No,
got eaten.
the one that got burnt up was 6. Was Return of the Jedi.
I thought it was
No, it
okay.
was Return of the Jedi. It was the last one. Yeah.
We finished just in time, like for when
Like-
they were
like-
gonna leave to go to Six Flags.
Yeah, like the Ewoks were doing their celebration, and Luke was standing there on Vader burning and whatever, and then the credits roll, and then his mom walks in the room like, "Hey guys, you want to go to Six Flags?" And then we just looked at each other with extremely sleep deprived faces, and we're like, "Yeah, okay,
Of course.
yeah," and so we went to Six Flags.
Ever since then, going to Six Flags that day, when I go on a lot of roller coasters, my legs fall asleep.
Dude, it was a mixed bag because walking around Six Flags when you're that exhausted sucks, but then it's
Yeah.
like the energy and adrenaline you get from riding the roller coasters feels just amplified because of how sleepy you are. Like it just keeps you like right there. You know what I mean? It was enjoyable very much. I had a plan, right? I was just gonna read like the entirety of like a Blue Moon ad read, and just until you decided to say something, like just the entire read, like a minute.
Are we
and a
allowed
half
to do
long.
that?
Why?
I guess it's just free
wouldn't we?
advertising, huh?
Yeah, there's no reason why we wouldn't be allowed. I was just
Dude,
gonna read
dude,
the
a whole
entire ad
3
read as a bit,
people,
until
one of them who might be older than 21, might go get Blue Moon after that.
just until you were like, "Jake, what do you did we get a sponsor? What are you?" But I didn't follow through on the bit. I couldn't find it on the internet, so I would have to find a podcast that had it on there, and then like listen to the words and copy everything word for word, and it would just be a lot.
That would not be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of monkey porn, shout out from my sponsor, you, with our outro.
If you're watching on YouTube, we have an audio-only version on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcasts. We're also on YouTube, where we'll hopefully be making some different types of content in the future, like we talked about earlier. Anything that can be classified as internet content is something we could potentially do someday. But that can only happen if you continue to support the show in whatever way you feel like. Whether that's liking the video, subscribing, leaving a comment, whatever you want to do, we appreciate it. Or don't do anything at all. We appreciate you just for listening this far into the episode. You can send in topics or episode ideas at internetpod@gmail.com, which is linked in the description. And you can also find us on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, which is also linked in the description. So are the podcast links. So anything you need if you want to get to any of our socials, they're all in the descriptions now. Thank you everybody for listening, and we hope to see you again next episode.
Penis.